up, everyone? My name is Eric, and I want to welcome you to another recovery workout. This workout is going to be a little bit slower paced. We're going to focus on mobility, but that doesn't mean we're not going to work hard. So movement number one, we're going to start off with some basic arm circles. I am going to take my arms out into a T position. This is going to be my start position. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brace through the core, and I'm going to rotate my palms facing up. For some of us, this already might be tough. Then from here, thumbs facing backwards with very straight arms, core engaged. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to start performing small backwards rotating circles. So about 10 reps. I'm going to do about 3 more, 2 and 1. Then from here, I'm going to stop and I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So now I can actually turn the palms from facing down and then rotate them all the way forward and then get some circles in this position. So the crazy part about the shoulders is they have the most range of motion out of any joint in the body. So we need to take advantage of that. We need to make sure that we're getting all the corners. So now I'm going to come up to this V position. Now it's important that I'm not super active here and that I haven't dumped forward to my shoulders, that I'm kind of working on keeping them back and down. And I got this V position, not overextended in the core. From here, I'm going to squeeze my core, keeping my arms at about 45 degrees, thumbs facing back, 10 circles. If you're doing these right, you got the arm straight, and you're focusing on the shoulders, already we're starting to feel a little burn. The shoulders are starting to wake up. That's the good stuff, y'all. Okay, now from here, I'm going to stop. I'm going to roll them as far forward as I can, and then I'm going to make little baby circles. If you're going to pretend you're washing windows on both sides of your mat, trying to keep your palms nice and flat, the wrists and the shoulders have a lot to do with each other. All right, so from here, bam, rotate. Keep them tight, right by the ears. I know we're feeling tired. I know you want to drop down. Don't do it. Stay strong. You can do it. This is just a warm-up. Kids are getting ready to get ready. I know you're like, recovery, coach. It's supposed to be easy. What happened? This is the good stuff. You're getting some recovery. All right, from here, forward. Thumbs facing forward now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop it. Oh man, it's supposed to be easy, coach. So, now the shoulders feel nice and loose. We're just gonna work our way down our body, and we're gonna do a standing spinal wave. This is not gonna be bent over, but I'm gonna be standing upright, and what I wanna do is just reach as far forward as I can and really just work on rounding my spine as much as I can. From here, I'm just gonna exhale, and I'm gonna drive my hips forward and drive my arms back. Notice how I rotate the arms. Reach as far back as I can. And then forward, down, reach as far as you can. So ideally, if you're super flexible, you can keep your arms horizontal to the ground and really just work on opening them up, rotating through the thumbs, down, and then up. All right, I'm gonna do about 3 more reps. Last 2. 1 more. All right, the last move that we're gonna do, like I said, we got the shoulders and we got the spine, so of course we gotta take care of the hips. Now the stance is how you scale this. So if I go real wide with this, that means I have a little bit more flexibility in the hips. If I go a little bit closer, it means I'm a little tighter in my hips. So this is a little bit easier. This is a little bit harder. Choose an option that works for you. Now from here, what I'm gonna do seems simple, but we really need to understand the hips, and we're gonna get full range of motion. So I'm gonna tilt my hips back, and I'm driving my hips back. I have a tall spine. Then from here, I'm gonna lean my hips over to the right, and I'm gonna lean my hips over to the front, and I'm gonna lean my hips over to the left. And I'm just gonna make a big hip circle. Super classic, super simple, doesn't mean it's not good. All right, so got about 2 more reps on this side. I'm looking for about 5 reps on these circles. In one direction before I switch over to the next direction. So I got about 5 on this side now. Just really breathing and just loosening things up. All right guys, now that we got the body nice and loose from head to toe, we're gonna go through our activation section. Like I said, we are mobilizing the body, but we are working. I'm gonna start off with movement number 1. Now, I wanna give you guys a quick breakdown because this is gonna be a timed workout. We're gonna put 45 seconds on the clock, and you're gonna do that on each side before switching. So, quick breakdown. From there, we'll get into the movement. Movement number 1 is the lunge with an arm circle. Basically what I want to do, we have 2 options. First option, leave the back knee kneeling. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on reaching as far forward as I can. And as I do this, I drive my chest into the ground. So I need a little freedom through this right arm. I'm going to reach as far as I can. Once I reach as far as I can, I'm going to make a big circle, and I'm just going to rotate both my chest and my arm all the way back. Right? And I'm going to do that for 45 seconds. Option 2, same movement. Take the same exact movement, but lift the knee. If I'm lifting the knee up, it's going to be much heavier. I'm going to do 45 seconds on each side. The second movement that we're going to do, I'm going to go from a lunge. So I'm going to raise my arms overhead. Then from here, I'm going to do a standing split. So I drive my elbows back. I lift my chest up as tall as I can, and I press my hips back. And then I'm going to go lunge, and then I'm going to go drive my hips back. So you always have the option to stay active in the back knee if you're looking for a little bit more. But don't go lower than you can just by rounding the spine. So sacrifice range in order to keep the spine upright. So movement number 1, we got the arm circle. Movement number 2, we have the lunge to split. Movement number 3, movement number 3 is the one that we're really gonna work. I'm gonna give you some options. Options 1, use a chair, a couch, a raised surface like a small wall. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna drive this knee out. You're gonna place this hand on the floor. Now for some of us, that might be enough. So there's option 1, focus on a straight leg, foot being planted here, knee driving out, and being able to touch the floor with a tall chest. It's a great groin and hip release. From here, if I need more, I'm gonna add the upper body to the mix. And I'm gonna reach over this corner and do a raised oblique raise. So I got the side lunge, oblique raise. You always have the option of going on the floor. So just using the mat to create a little bit more resistance in the lunge. Like I said, this is going to be 45 seconds of movement, followed by 15 seconds to transition. And we're going to do 2 sets of this. 5 seconds on the clock. I'm going to start out with option number 1, where I have the back knee down. Now again, reaching as far as I can, and then reaching slowly as I go overhead. After about 2 or 3 reps, I start feeling a little bit looser. I'm gonna start working on activating this back leg. And I'm breathing through this. We got about 15 seconds. Reaching as far forward as possible. Trying to really rotate through the chest as I come up and around. Awesome. So from here, go ahead, switch the leg. So when I'm stepping the leg up, it's important that I make sure that I get this foot right by the hand. Right? And I want to be back here. That'll mess the whole position up. So from here, again, I'm going to start with a couple light reps. Rotating. Check out how I place my hand behind my back. I roll his shoulder and I try to rotate the trunk open. And then reach as far forward as possible. Some of you guys might be able to reach a little further than me. Don't hold yourself back. You do you. I'm doing my best. You do yours. Alright, feeling good. This is my little bit tighter side. But I want to work on improving range. So I'm going to add lifting up the knee. Awesome. Now we're moving on to movement number 2. We're gonna go from a lunge position. So on this lunge position, it's important that I tie the hips into the upper body. So I need to squeeze the glute and then reach into the stretch. From here, drive the back leg down, reach. Now I use my arms to help me out. I reach, then back, then lunge, reach overhead, big split. And I'm just transitioning, again, rolling the shoulders back so I can keep my chest and my spine flat. Already about 2 seconds now. Another pro tip. Here, if we flex that front leg, that stretch in the front, and the hamstring gets way stronger. Also, bonus balance. It's good for you. Woo, say bye to that. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. You always have the option of dropping this back knee down. So if this is too much, I'll give you guys an option. You could just keep this back knee down, big reach, and then just work on pressing the hips back. And give you a little bit lighter option if you're spending too much time falling over and the balance is just too hard. I would rather you choose something a little bit lighter that you can actually keep moving and that you can improve your range. So if you start this off and you don't improve range after a couple reps, the progression might be too hard. It's just like strength training. You can definitely lift too much weight and get hurt. You can definitely stretch or choose a stretch that's too advanced and get hurt. Woo! All right, feeling groovy. Third movement, side lunge plus side reach or oblique reach. Now, I've been working on this position for a while, so I'm gonna work on a more advanced version. Now, watch it, step, drive that knee out. That's leading the show. Watch this back foot, I'm keeping it planted before I add the arms. Big reach, guys. Drive that knee out. All right, gonna step it back together. Take care of the other side. It's the good stuff. Now it's important to make sure that as I step out, I get a long step and that I keep this leg straight. If that's hard for me to do, use the easier option. Again, long step, knee driving out, tall chest. It's not time to talk anymore, coach. It's time to work. Oh. And so we are finally loosening up, and we're gonna get back into it for one more round. So now that we've gone through all those movement sequences, you should know your progression, you should know your level. Reach for the next level. Try to add that extra centimeter. I'm gonna start off movement number 1. We got the lunge with big arm circle. Big reach. And I can feel that my range is improving. And that's the whole point of the second round. Got about 20 seconds. Going a little bit faster, but I'm not rushing the good parts of the stretch. This part right here, and of course, the ending. About 10 seconds, starting to feel the burn. Body temperature is definitely rising, getting a little sweat going. It's the good stuff. Switching sides with it. So again, I'm trying to use the second round to improve my range. So if the second round or the first round I had the knee down, I might work on lifting that knee up this time. If it was tough for me to do the first 45 seconds without a break, that's no worries. That's what the second set is for. Just rest and then jump right back into it. And even though this is my tight side, it's already improved from the first set. I think we'll always have a side that's just a little bit tighter, but doesn't mean you can't work on it. Got about 5 seconds. Good. We go from the lunge to split. So if I start getting a little fatigued, again, drop the knee, reach, and then just press the hips back. But if you got it in you, it is round 2, and the goal is to get better. You gotta challenge yourself. The arms are key here. Getting the shoulders back in both positions. About 20 seconds left. Like I said, you can start hearing me huffing and puffing. I'm really doing the workout too. Take my own medicine. I was always the stiff, the tight gymnast. I wish I would have had me as a coach. 3, 2. All right, let's shake it out. Take care of the other side. Oh, the good stuff. All right, we're going right back into that lunge. Big reach, core engaged, split. And another thing that you can kind of always consider is raising the foot. And just raising this foot will make the stretch much easier. So you have the option of using the knee. You also have the option of just using a raised surface, a step, a stair step, a wall, a couch. Get creative, guys. About 10 more seconds on this side. We'll get towards the end. We've got one more move. Oblique, side, reach, rise, whatever. The name don't matter. All that matters, I'm just gonna move till I hear that timer. We know the moves, so I'm getting that a little bit faster. Getting that body temperature to rise. I'm just gonna move till I hear that timer. Woo, good news! One more move for the activation section. Don't give up on me, guys. Remember, choose an option that allows you to keep moving. We are back after it. So, on this side, I really need to focus when I take this step out to press my hips back. We don't want to allow our hips to come forward. We shouldn't pop up onto our toes here. We need to really focus. Long reach. Press the hips back. And about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Alright, so that's the end of our activation section. Got the body temperature up. Now we want to get into the juicy stretches. So the first stretch that we're going to do here, and on this one, we're going to do a couple reps and we're going to try to find our lowest point or our new range of motion. Once we get there, we'll spend about 10 seconds in that position and then we'll move on to the next stretch. You're gonna notice that we are cooling down, we are winding down. Now, if you have a yoga mat, it is a great reference. If not, no worries. Just try to keep your hands shoulder width apart. From here, what I'm going to do before I get into the actual stretch, I want to work on rolling my shoulders back. Then I have my heels planted. Now, the further I plant my heels up, the more advanced this is going to be. The closer that I bring my heels towards my bottom, the easier this is going to be. So from here, I'm just going to work on taking a big inhale, rolling my shoulders back on the exhale, and then just shifting my hips forward. Now, I can play with some mech circles in this position, but my goal is again just to kind of relax, contract, and then see if I can get a little further each time. You'll notice that each time I'm trying to go just a tiny bit further, and I'm inching my feet up towards the edge of the mat. And I'll just take it back. Again, neutral head here so you can really focus on the shoulders. And then we do one last stretch. Now, if the elbows hurt here, some people have better luck turning the hands a little bit more forward or even out to the side. And then I'm just going to roll my shoulders back. And I'm going to hold. And I'm breathing. I'm just trying to catch my breath here. Awesome. From here, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to take care of the hips a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knees and I'm going to open them up wide. Now, when I start this stretch off, I like to start more forward, like so. And then I just work on opening up the knees as wide as I can. And then I'm just going to press my hips back. So, sorry, some technical difficulties. Okay, just work on pressing my knees as wide as possible. And notice how I'm leaning forward. Then from here, I'm going to take a deep breath, deep exhale, and I'm just going to press my hips back. Now it's important that I get to this position and I round and tilt. And then I'll just come right back where I started, see if I can sneak a little extra range, press the hips back, round and tilt. And you'll notice that when you do that round, that makes the stretch stronger. So that's one of the contractions in this position. And then I lean forward, sneak a little extra range, press the hips back. All about breathing here. I'm gonna do one more, so I round. And you can tell that my tilt gets a little smaller every time I get my knees a little further back, but I just do my best and forget the rest. Woo! Alright, last move of the day. We got press back. So I'm gonna kneel and I'm just gonna press my arms out long, driving my chin into the ground. Then from here I'm gonna round and then just come into a cobra, plank. You can shuffle and rotate around. Again, just thanking the shoulders, the hips, and the spine for all they do for us. Especially on days like this. One more rep just for good luck. Inch those arms forward, chin tall, drive the chest into the mat. Round, sinking the hips into the mat, shifting side to side. Alright guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us for today's recovery durability workout. We'll see you guys next time.